Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Now before we get into today's video, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and make sure you're following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. Today we have a look at my team of the tournament for this past European Championships that finished on Sunday. Now this is my personal pick of who I thought were the 11 best players at this tournament, and if you agree with me then that's great, but if you don't, let me know in the comments who would be in your team of the tournament. Now in goal we have Daphne van Domselaar of the Netherlands. Now bearing in mind I could have easily put Merle Froens or Mary Earps in goal. Both had fantastic tournaments and both keepers obviously getting to the final, with Mary Earps being on the winning side. However, I think Van Domselaar put in a great name for herself. She had one cap heading into this tournament, came in the first game as a backup after Sarri van Veenendaal got injured, and then throughout the rest of the tournament made some absolutely big saves for the Netherlands, helped them progress to the quarterfinals. Ultimately, obviously that wasn't enough for them as they got knocked out, but I think if she didn't make some of the saves that she did, I don't think the Netherlands would have gotten out of their group, and she was a very key part to Mark Parsons' side getting to where they got to, and I think this is obviously just the start of her career and she will progress going forward. Now we have a look at fullback, and on the right hand side I have gone with Ana Badje of Spain. I think she was absolutely fantastic for that Spain side, who got quite a way until they faced England, and for me she was one of the best defenders I saw throughout the whole tournament. Absolutely rubber stamped her name all across it and was fantastic at winning the ball back for Spain and getting real close and tough on her attackers that were coming against her. Then we have a look at the right centre back, and I'm going to go, obviously in no particular order for the centre backs, but I'm going to go with Millie Bright of England. I think Millie Bright was one of the best defenders, if not the best defender at this tournament. It's some of the best play I've seen of Millie Bright in recent years. Absolutely fantastic, rock at the back, and it helped because obviously there was a lot of talk pre-tournament here in England where Leah Williamson would play in midfield as a part of the midfield three or in defence, and it just seemed to drop all the question marks of Leah Williamson, and it allowed her to take more of a leader captain role and Millie Bright shine as the main defender, so that is why Millie Bright gets in there. Second centre back I've gone with Marina Hegering of Germany. Fantastic tournament, Germany rock solid all the way through until the final, and Hegering was one of the outstanding players there for Marina Vos Stecklenburg's side, and I think it thoroughly deserves the place in their team. And then I'm going to go with her teammate as Felicitas Rauch as the other defender in this team. Rauch, again, absolutely phenomenal throughout the tournament, and it's hard to look past her. She was so key for Germany defensively. Her and Hegering were just absolute brick walls throughout that tournament and thoroughly deserved a place in the team. So my next is my three in midfield. We have Kira Walsh. What a player she is, and what a tournament she had for England, and it was proven how key of a player she is for England, because in the games against Sweden and Spain they tried to mark her out for the whole 90 minutes, but it didn't work, and she managed to get the key passes off, and even in the final she set up the first goal for Ella with a lovely looping ball over the top towards Ella, and just a fantastic tournament for Kira Walsh, and what a player she's going to be for England for many years to come. Next I have the player that was awarded the best young player of the tournament in Lena Oberdorf. Oberdorf, for someone who's only 20 years old, she's got such a bright future ahead of her, and she looked phenomenal. Looked like she'd been in this Germany team for so many years now. Obviously she has been in it for a few years already, but she just looked like it's such an experienced player, and it was just absolutely phenomenal to see how well Oberdorf was doing there. And then the third part of that midfield trio for me has to be Aitana Bonmati of Spain. Again, Spain didn't get as far as they wanted to, obviously getting knocked out by England, but for me, throughout their group games and then their quarter-final tie, Bonmati was just everywhere for Spain and made so many of the key passes to start their attacks, and going forth she was looking really dangerous. So for me, Aitana Bonmati rounds off that midfield. And then we go to our forward three. Now this isn't conventional 2 wingers and a central striker or what have you. These are just my personal 3 best attackers of this tournament. Starting off on the right hand side, we have England's Beth Mead, 6 goals, 5 assists throughout the tournament. It's impossible not to put her in player of the tournament. Top goal scorer as well, absolutely phenomenal. She looks phenomenal under Sarina Wiegman, and it was point blank that she was always going to go into this team, and what a season she has had, and thoroughly deserved the player of the tournament after the tournament she had. So that's why Beth Mead is in my squad. In the middle, it's obviously Germany's Alex Popp, who unfortunately had to miss the final due to injury that she sustained in the warm-up. However, for this being her first tournament after missing the Euros in 2013 and 2017 with injury, Popp looked absolutely formidable and a striker that knows how to score goals, and she was very dangerous every game that she played in for Germany, and that's why they look so solid, because she was just so clinical with her chances, and she easily could have had more goals than she did. But what a player Alex Popp is. And then on the left hand side, again, this is not terms of like where she would actually play, but Alessia Russo, for me, what she did coming off the bench for Sarina Wiegman was absolutely incredible. The amount of goals she came up with and helped England progress to the final and eventually obviously go on to win the tournament. For me, Russo was such a good key player for Sarina Wiegman's side, and when she made the substitutions of bringing her and Ella Toon on, it was so key, and they got it absolutely spot on. And yeah, the amount of goals, especially that goal against Sweden for Alessia Russo, was just absolutely fantastic. So that is my team of the tournament for Euro 2022. There could have been so many other players, so many more England players, so many more Germany players, Sweden players could have got a knock-in, and even French players, but for me these were the 11 that absolutely stood out to me throughout this tournament. Right, like I said at the start, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, and make sure you are following us on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And until next time, we'll see you soon.